It was a howling opus. Non-stop, hard-hitting rock and roll. My vinyl collection isn't nearly as extensive as my CD collection just because we're kind of out of that whole era. But I do like listening to vinyl. Gives it a different feeling. And it's more, it's much more of a tactile experience.
I'm probably not the best subject for this subject.
What does that mean?
You know, reverse it and then flip it. You'll find the answer.
Started going in there on a regular basis, even just to hang out, warm up on a cold winter day, and listen to music. Whatever. So I basically got the job just by being a kind of a long-term customer and talking to Steve on a regular basis about music, so he had some idea that I was interested at least and might know a little bit. And I mean, it's not a difficult job by any means. So music's an interesting passion. I guess I wouldn't really call it a hobby. That sounds like stamp collecting or something like that, but I think like the more that you listen to it, the more your, I don't know, variation and difference your ear craves. I guess it kind of, depending on what direction you go in music. I know somebody like you or I start listening to music at some certain date, and you're probably listening to something that's some contemporary artists on the radio. And depending on what you hear there, you decide to move forward in music, or move back, or move both at the same time. Schoolkids Records In Exile. 6 years ago, I believe, Schoolkids moved to a basement, moved out of a 3-front store into a basement. At least the Schoolkids that the owner, Steve Bergman, was still running. And they've been there ever since. But yeah, back, I don't know, 80s, late 70s, it was kind of a mecca for music enthusiasts in the Midwest. Well, I guess I went both ways, because I started listening to, you know, the Beatles just like everybody does at some point, I guess. But I started listening to the Beatles at a very young age, before I probably could understand exactly what I was hearing. But I can remember sneaking into my parents' room and taking out like the White Album, hearing Blackbird or something like that. I distinctly remember hearing that and really enjoying it, listening to it over and over again. And even hearing Revolution No. 9, which I didn't understand at all, didn't really appreciate. I might have listened to it once and that was enough. I started listening to like Neil Young and Pearl Jam. I guess I probably got into Neil Young via Pearl Jam, which I think a lot of my friends did at some point. So you kind of move forward and back in music.
She was born in spring, but I was born too late. Blame it on a simple twist of fate.